Hey there, everybody. Welcome to a new Blacklist discussion. We're here every Tuesday, every Friday, going through all sorts of fun stuff during this off season. And we're talking about a pretty big subject here. A lot of big opinions because this is the most controversial episode of the show, quite possibly ever.
We are talking about the season 8 finale.
Yeah.
It was a very, very controversial episode. And we had asked you guys in the comments to, give us your suggestions of some things that you guys wanted to hear us talk about here at the channel. And today we're doing that. This was given to us by one of our commenters. And I'm really sorry that I am probably going to butcher your name. But Khalid Idris?
Let's go with that. Khalid, if this is...
Khalid?
Yeah, hopefully this is the right pronunciation. But
we love you. Thank you very
Yes.
much for leaving this comment for us and this idea for us. It's a really fun idea. And the idea is, how would we have ended the season 8 finale? Like, if knowing everything we know going into it, how would we have ended it? And I think that's a really fun question because we've given some opinions, but we haven't straight up said how we thought that we would end it ourselves. So thank you very much for leaving that for us in the comments. And if you guys have anything that you want us to talk about here this summer, give us your thoughts, your suggestions, leave it in the comments for us.
Yeah, and that's going to be what makes this video so fun, is that, of course, we're going to share our opinions, but we want to know yours, obviously, as well. So think about that and ponder it over while we're going through some of our own thoughts. And also, hit that subscribe button while we're going through some of our own thoughts. That way you don't miss any of these other discussions we've got coming up.
And just a very quick housekeeping here. If some of you guys have noticed, and we've gotten a couple of comments, that we haven't been in our comment section here as much as normal. What ended up happening is during that finale, we had thousands of comments on that video. And Matt and I responded to almost everybody.
Yeah.
Like so many comments, thousands of comments, that YouTube ended up thinking that we were spamming the comments, which we weren't. We were actually here talking with you guys, which is why we enjoy YouTube as much as we do, that we get to meet other fans of the show and have conversation with you guys. So you might have noticed that we haven't been talking in the comments as much lately. This is something that we're talking to YouTube about right now, to find out sort of where the boundary is. How much can we respond? So what we're saying for right now is, while we're not commenting right now, we of course love hearing your comments.
Yeah.
But if you do want to chat sort of back and forth with us, head to our Instagram, which is Matt and Jess TV. Don't send us DMs or private messages. We don't respond to private messages. We'll happily talk to everybody publicly, but in private, we don't sort of slide into private messages with people. I know that there's not a lot of Blacklist content over there, but you can, leave us comments on our pictures over there. Coco will want to talk about it with you guys. So if you see a picture of Coco, tell us what you think. And we are able to comment a little bit more there.
And if you are and you have a lot of time to scroll through everything, eventually you can find a really old picture of me as Reddington.
Oh, it's there. It is further down, but there is a picture of Matt dressed as Raymond Reddington.
Yeah, it's from one of my many adventures internationally with my broad, elaborate stories. I wish I could do a better Raymond Reddington impression. This is like one of my great...
Your picture was pretty good.
The picture was pretty good. I can't do the voice. This is one of my great regrets in life.
Okay, now we are going to get into this question, which is, how would we have ended the season 8 finale? Now, I'm going into this with the knowledge that they had, which is that they knew they were coming back for season 9 pretty early on in the year.
Yeah.
They knew that Megan was leaving pretty early on in the year.
Yeah.
Now, my dream would have been that she would have learned about Reddington and taken on his burden and left. But that's not actually, if I knew what I knew and I was a writer, this is how I would have ended it.
Okay.
Okay, so I would have, of course, had Reddington actually tell her everything. I don't want a letter. I don't want it to be sort of ambiguous. Who knows where the audience is left to their own interpretation. They did that in a lot of other shows like Lost, and a lot of people were really unhappy with that ending. And I think you gotta roll with it. You need to just make a decision and understand that not everyone's gonna love it, and that's okay. That's like life. Some people like you, some people don't. Some people will like your ending, some people won't. So I would have actually really pared this down to just a conversation with Reddington, with Liz, where it's all a conversation where we go through, because I could listen to James Spader talk for hours.
Yes.
So him just explaining who he is, why he had to hide this, sort of all that would be the episode. However, I would have not killed Townsend. I would have brought Townsend into season 9, and this is why. So I would have ended this episode after she learns the truth and she's like, okay, what do you want me to do with this truth? You said that if I knew this truth, it would put me in more danger. What do you need me to do? We're going to put you in hiding. Okay, cool. On their way to hiding, Townsend kills her in front of Reddington. This is what Townsend wanted. He wanted Reddington to watch Liz die in front of him.
Yeah. Which
is what ended up happening in this season 8 finale anyways, except Townsend not alive for it.
Yeah.
I would not have had Van Dyke doing anything. It would have been straight up Townsend. And that way we move into season 9 with one of my favorite things, which is a good old-fashioned revenge. And I really like the Townsend character. So this could have been like a really good season of season 9. Reddington just being ruthless to find Townsend. That Townsend has gotten what he wanted. Now it is time for Reddington to get revenge.
That is a really good idea. It's not my idea, but it is a really good idea.
All right, let's hear your idea.
All right, here we go. So, all right, everybody goes back in. No, I'm not. No time travel. I'm joking. Okay, no. Here's where I think it could have gone, and I agree fully with the aspect of, okay, Liz has to know the truth. Like, you can't keep doing this time and time again. It is just too...
Just pick a lane and drive the car, guys. You do not need to be like this.
No, that is where I think we both line up perfectly. And I also like the idea of Liz going into hiding. I think the difference is, for me, I would have actually gone through with it. I would have had Liz actually go into hiding, and now I know that there'll probably be some pushback just because of the idea of, okay, Liz does not want to be protected. She's made that clear over the course of the past year, but I just feel like if Reddington actually told her everything and told her who he really is, why he's doing what he's doing, and, and I've said this before, is that I have tried a lot of different ways to think that maybe this whole Red is Katarina stuff is some sort of like really epic fake out and they're trying to trick us with some of this. If there is some other alternative identity here, then that could sort of set it up that Katarina is off in hiding somewhere. Maybe Liz ends up joining the real Katarina, and wherever she is, Agnes is there too, and maybe in this span of time, they can actually get to know each other so that Liz isn't just, hiding somewhere alone and just, not being a part of something. She's getting something out of it, while I'm going to say that Townsend is gone. I'm going to say that he's dead. I do agree he's a great villain, but I'm going to have faith and hope that there are just a bunch of other Townsend-related operatives that Reddington can spend season 9 with the task force, like going out there and taking out, trying to get rid of this list, and then once this list is completely wiped out, then Liz and Katarina both can kind of be released back into society. And I like this idea mostly just because I want to believe that we could see Megan Boone one more time on the show, whether it's a series finale, something else down the road. I mean, I guess with your idea too, you could always still bring her back in like a dream sequence or something.
I wouldn't bring her back. That's the thing, is that because they knew she was leaving and she's leaving, like, it feels like she's not coming back. If she's not coming back, then as much as it pains me to kill off the Liz character, it moves a lot of stories in really good, dark ways. I mean, Wrestler is going to be beside himself when he's really fully feels what's going on, that Liz is dead. And it would be the same, obviously, with Reddington, watching her die in front of him. We saw how that affected him. But with Van Dyke dead, Townsend's dead, who's left in the Townsend sort of network, goon number 6? Like, who cares about that person? So that's why, for me, I would have had Townsend alive, and going into season 9, that it is really like a battle royale where there's just so much revenge.
You have yours.
Revenge!
Yours is the darker, more action-packed version. I think we can really, really agree on that. And I will say mine is a little bit dependent on Megan actually being willing to come back for another episode, and I have no way of knowing if that is the case or not.
No, that's why I went with where I went with, because if all I know is that Megan is gone, so she's likely not coming back, and, that we do have another season, that's what my ending would be.
I think the real challenge for all of us now is that I think either one of our ideas, and we're not necessarily saying that we know better than the writers. Maybe they have an awesome idea, but it's just I like our ideas better than what the show did at the end of season 8. It's like, these ideas for season 9, they could have been fun. They could have really extended the show.
I think the thing that we both agree on is just he had to tell Liz who he is. The fact that Megan is gone from the show, Liz is seemingly gone from the show unless they recast her, which we've already been down that road and we're not here for it. I just think that it was such a missed opportunity to do the audience dirty like this and not just give her the answers. This 8-year-long journey to not give us answers, or at least give her answers, is, come on.
I know. It is ridiculous.
I could have even have lived with if they didn't give me the audience answers, but the whisper, anything. Or even if we had a scene of her, and I wouldn't have loved this, but reading the letter. The letter was kind of lame. I feel like it needed to be this conversation with these two characters, our two leads, having it out, talking it out, and then,
There was this period of time where I thought like the worst case scenario would be Liz being told the secret and us not being told the secret. And I would be like, if this was going to happen, it would be a disaster, because I was so innocent then. Like, I never thought there would be a time where like Liz and us would not get the answers, and like there would be a way that would be even worse than anything I could possibly comprehend.
So unsatisfying, this ending.
Okay, all right. Well,
okay, so thank you again very much, Khaled, for the question. That was great. We really enjoyed getting that question. So if you guys have questions for us, leave it in the comments below, and we will try to get them.
Yeah, and this Friday we'll be back with another Blacklist discussion, which just so happens to be another comment or suggestion.
That's right.
Thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that subscribe button. We will see you here next time.